That's the kind of shit we like. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Now I need to remember how to do this area. Oh god, yeah, I remember now. These guns, these are actually rather annoying. Also because they have quite a nice amount of health to them. I think this is the right side. Start on the left. Ouch. Oh, we're getting the bigger little SP crystals now. That's not a bad stage. A little fucker mage. Going to be all magey about things. They could stop teleporting around every 5 seconds. That would be appreciated. What? 5,000 SP? Little. We need a little mask. Ah yes, the evil ring. I think that is actually the cursed ring that it says. Ring made by the demons, though its power seems to have been drained. Yeah, you kinda need to fill that up with power and then you can turn that into the evil ring. Monkey. Damn it. Just trying to get by, please stop hitting me. Okay, memory search, we just need to follow this way. In a clockwise fashion. That's a lot of root. God, fucking mages, you have no idea what the shit out of me. Okay, let's not fight that. The little crystals get ever bigger. Can't really get up there. Because that would actually require me to be able to double jump, which is of course not an ability I have yet. Oh yeah, that area. This is a fun area where you have undead enemies. The game takes undead seriously, which I mean, they literally do not die. I mean, yeah, you can beat them, but they'll come back to life. Is what it kind of comes down to. Bit of a nuisance, I'll have you know. Which is precisely what they should be. How's the world supposed to be fighting this shit in peace? Okay, so the question is, this way leads to something I know. And now the other way out leads to the annex building. If my memory is anything to go by. We need to go there first. Fucking don't remember. I mean, technically speaking, you should probably, because you get the next part of the quest, basically. Okay, that extra answers my questions. I can't actually get there yet because, well, I can't double jump. Okay, game. Fair enough, fair enough. And of course, there's a double jump. I mean, you know. Like, do you need to ask? Yeah, of course, there is gonna be one. The key. Use it. Abuse it. Oh god, this room. I think this room actually killed me once. Because these little bomb-throwing assholes actually do an assholeish amount of damage with their bombs. Come on, stop being assholes. Just die in your little corner. Just escort. Intended. Right, to go with the bracelets. Bullshit. Nope, not precisely. Nope, not there yet. Gotcha. And this leads back to the other room, if memory serves. Yes, it does. Like, God game, why are you doing this to me? Why are you putting me in this room again? Nope. God damn it. I almost escaped. So now we can go to the other side. Oh, so it does feel really nice to just once again be able to double jump. Like a, you know, normal adventurer does. cap. Hello, little creature. Here, I have a nut for you. Oh, do I have a nut for you? I'm pretty sure I have a nut for you. Schilfen Booty Spootutu. Mysterious boots, blessed by the wind, helps resist the pull of quicksand. Indeed. I mean, that we are well equipped. Now then, pretty sure we're on our way to the annex now. After we meet the next goddess. And the Pearl Noir. Goddesses do have a very limited view on their followers, don't they? Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Well, after the center of our religion kindly just disappeared itself and took the literal center of our power to stay afloat with them, we're kinda worried. It went after you. It's the undead. And they're dead. They're gonna rise again. Because they're fucking undead. Flop. Yes, it's a nice little shrine that makes the undead stay bloody fucking dead. Indeed, Rado's Annex. Which by all rights really shouldn't work that way, because yeah, it's quite literally suspended by one singular small bridge, which holds the whole weight of the annex to the tower. Silver chimes. So she just ran away with the fucking Black Pearl. Ah. Yeah, then equipment. Silver chimes. You can finally deal with the undead. Proper. Oh, I hate those little bugs. Oh, I hate those little bugs. Ah. Stop dancing! Good job. A bit annoying, but good. Oh god. I don't want this shit. God fucking damn it, I fell down. Like, well, I was at my target, and then I managed to fall down like an idiot. I hate these little fuckers because one of my attacks is not enough to actually kill them. Think is this the right direction to begin with? Yes, because just the button we need to push. Okay, little bugs. Disgusting little creatures. Okay, yeah, that's lift 1, and I think there's another lift we need to reactivate a bit higher up. Nice little funky. Yeah, try following me now, bug. What you gonna do? Lie about it? No, 5000 SP. Not bad actually. And there's the next lift. All is as it should be. Come on, lift. Don't make me wait that long for you. Also seem to remember a particularly annoying boss being relatively close by. Yeah, but first we end up here. I think the right way leads towards where we need to go, namely the Next. And I don't think we can go here because, yeah, we don't have that key just yet. And the only way we can go is up here. Yep, that's the way to the annex. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, the next boss is still gonna be okay. The one after that, I think, is the one I'm somewhat gonna be annoyed by. There's a little Hugo. It's not that tiny. Also, it's made of stone. And it's hanging off a little bridge with no suspension whatsoever. I mean, if they at least had some steel cables or something holding the bridge and more like the tower directly connected to the main tower. Things might be different, but and then like it's dangerous in there. She's like, well, but I'm just gonna go there. There's no too much dinner time. Yeah. We're getting there, to be fair. I guess we're gonna play a bit more and then I'll see what my stomach says. But I mean, to be fair, we're making good progress here, to put it really mildly. Now we have a bit more in the way of points that we could use, but what would we want? More items? That would be neat. That is kinda useless. That is kinda neat. Kinda okayish. That's kinda good. I know we're gonna go for a decrease actually in MP usage. And there's I think another level, yeah. There's some really big numbers we need to get point-wise. I have a distinct feeling that some textures just have not really loaded in. Because I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to be just white. That's nice when the game messes up. In just a funny way, not a, you know, game breaking you can never continue playing way. An annoying little sorceress appears. Oh, Destiny, yeah. Oh, I remember that being somewhat annoying, but just somewhat as boss fights go. Because it does that sort of teleporting nonsense. That's not really something I'm too worried about, honestly. Ouch. I'm not gonna stay in the obviously marked fucking field now, am I? Game. But to be fair, I'm bleeding rather brutally. Being a bit over eager. Oh yeah. See, this is what I mean. I was a bit over eager in the aggressive department there. Which tends to be not the most ideal thing. There's a good way to doing this though. Namely this one. Ouch. Then you can actually attack at range, but somewhat. Manage to stay still long enough to actually. That went. You kinda forget that this thing has no reach whatsoever fucking ever. Because it gives one disadvantage, you don't actually have the necessary range to do much. And it's actually pretty fucking slow, isn't it? Da, 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 da. Don't wanna get hit by that shit. How are you gonna align yourself this time? Ouch. Gotcha, bitch. I should definitely have leveled up a bit more because my HP were definitely not that great. Well, beautiful is the matter of, you know, the eye of the beholder, but that thing was pretty fucking ugly. No, it's an ominous voice from the heavens. Until we did one more part. There's the fucking demon door. Just gonna stop all of our progress. Because it's a fucking demon door. It's time to prepare my pipe again. In this case, it's more like, you know, the usual evil thing where it's like, stop this nonsense playing around and help me complete my evil master plan nonsense. After all, there's a great evil scheme in place here, we just don't know it yet. Like, don't touch the door. It clearly has evil eyes and will shoot lasers at you. So the other ones are like, well, after you have cleared the tower, now we are also, you know, willing to go inside. I mean, you know, so far, the only thing we know about the demons and evil plans is basically like this. The demons realize people of Ys, the continent of Ys, have kind of escaped them by, making an island float. Their solution is rather practically minded. And they're like, okay, we can't reach that. Now we're not tall enough. We're just gonna build a tower to reach them. It's actually one of the few examples where, you have the mystical evil beings being actually somewhat practically minded and going like, okay, easy solution to a complex problem. To be fair, stealing all the toilet paper, that is an evil plan for most modern societies. I mean, not so much for my generation, but let alone the even older generations, because I mean, literally, I grew up using, how to put this, basically rags made from old underpants to clean, because nothing was ever wasted, Like, oh no, what are we ever gonna do? This underwear, it's basically through, it's get paper thin. Well, we're gonna use it as a rag to clean shit. Because obviously we will. And if you grow up surrounded by people like this, you're kind of like, toilet paper is a nice luxury, but in most cases, I'll just take a fucking rag and clean that thing. It's like Unicast is somewhat simple-minded. I mean, you don't need magic powers to take one look at this door and go like, it has glowing red eyes and a demon portrait on it. Yeah, even I would be like, yeah, no, this door is not going to open. Yeah. I think a lot of the more tough and self-reliant lessons of the past will get ever more forgotten, to the point where people become so used to the convenience of the age that they will make horribly stupid decisions. Yeah, but what if the glowing eyes shoot lasers at me while I'm putting down the C4? Not only will, the C4 maybe explode, but I will also be, lasered. Actually, and you can see the trend towards the forgetfulness ever more already when you look at stuff like the ability or the willingness to actually repair things, and how much we let companies get away with taking that ability away from us for convenience sake. Also the trend to going towards less owning, more renting, more service, instead of actually ownership and responsibility. It's a strange time we live in. Very strange times indeed. Yeah, that didn't work. At least you didn't get lasered. Yeah, see, there's absolutely a need for that, but technically speaking, at least in the older days, it was actually quite normal and quite expected that people repaired their shit really until the last dying breath of anything. And things were also made so that you could actually do that. Take cars, for example, take old cars. They are for the most part just mechanical. Anything that is mechanical can be relatively easily, comparatively speaking, repaired. Nowadays, with all the electronics in them, literally for the most simplest of tasks, basically, you have to actually go to a proper licensed mechanic by the company that makes the car. Because without actually having access to the electronic systems, you can't do shit. And same is true for smartphones and the like, and for Apple does that also. They really do have a very strict policy when it comes to that. It's really annoying. Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can really still tamper with in the most degree, and even then, you know, Windows kind of tries to take the software side ever more away from that, to be fair. With the new intention, you have less actual access to the system components. But as far as the hardware is concerned, PC is still the golden standard, because that allows you to actually directly tamper with in any way you please. Should have some idea what you're doing, but that's still simple. Simple enough, let's say. So, you know, if it's something simple, like, for example, you need more power, you need a bigger power source in your PC, even I can get something like that inside. That's not a problem, or exchanging a graphics card or something. But there are still more than enough people who would then take their PC to a fucking guy and let them do that, which is... Same with this whole fucking live service thing, which is annoying as fuck. I, long years ago, prophesied this all nonsense in one way or another when Steam came up, and for the first time I was like, nope, I don't fucking like this. I don't want to have this, I don't want this, because it will end up with having to have permanent online as a necessity. It will take away your actual, to that point, clear-cut ability of owning things. As in, you know, I can physically own games, and they're mine. The company cannot take it away from me, but nowadays, like online games. Yes, it is connected, but I don't actually remember how to do this. Ah well. Let's see how this will end up. Let's prophesize for the future, shall we? With ever-growing more power and more rights in the hands of the actual companies, who try to drop contracts that under no normal state law would hold. Like some of the EULA stuff you see sometimes, it's like, okay, you're absolutely infringing on all of my fucking rights. For some reason you think you can get away with that. That's cute. Kinda, but that also only works to some degree, especially if, you know, let's say multiplayer games. Let's say you buy something, then well, the company decides that you have acted out of line and bans you. Well, how is that even possible? After all, you paid for this. Well, they will argue you paid for the service. And you did not actually buy it, you borrowed. One of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. I still paid full price for your product, so give me product. Now see, right now, in most civilized countries, a lot of the shit that companies would like to actually, you know, force you to do will not actually hold up in any reasonable court. But times are changing, therefore more people are more and more accepting of things and going like, okay, yeah, sure, it's convenient, I'll just let that be a thing. That will end up splendidly biting us in the ass. But hopefully I will be long since dead by the time it really starts biting back. I just stop jumping around like a little bitch. Okay, so now I have power in my ring again. I don't have the key, right? No, I don't actually remember how to do this. I do know that if I equip the ring now, I'm gonna die of it, because, well, it's a fucking cursed ring. Of course I will. Yeah. If you take the already poor system where the company tries to take any sort of right you have, from actually spending money on them, it's such a ridiculous thing. I paid the full price for a game. To play the game. To own the game. I paid for that. The company goes like, no, fuck you. I'm gonna ban you from this game. Like, how? How could you do that? Even worse when they actually try to imply AI, because that's of course not nearly as perfect of a system as it should be to be that widespread used. Fuck this fucking modern system, honestly. I can absolutely understand why some people are like, no, I want to go back to the olden days, and the older I get, the more I feel, maybe they were right in some degree, yes. Because some trends are really, really annoying. Yes, still, it shouldn't even be possible. I mean, a normal transaction, simply put, any transaction actually, according to German law, written down in the BGB, the Bürgergesetzbuch, depicts that every time you buy something, let's say you go to the grocer, you buy a potato, one single potato, that's a contract with obligations on both sides. One side has the obligation to pay the agreed upon price in a reasonable time frame that is also agreed upon, and the other side is then forced, to the same degree, to provide whatever product. And the very moment that product comes in your hands and the payment is done, ownership of said product, ownership of the potato, is yours. You can do with it whatever you want. You can shove it up your ass for all they care, because that is your thing now. That is a normal, simple thing. Everything in Germany that you ever will buy, even as a private person, is a contract with obligations and rights and things you get out of it. Start to go scraps in the online service. What happens when you keep doing it there because the company can't leak it anymore? Well, in which case, nothing. You cannot do anything. It's the same thing if I buy a gun and I commit a crime with the gun. Is the gun shop that sold me the gun responsible in any way, shape or form? No. Do they have any legal obligation to stop me? No, of course not. If you have an online service and somebody, let's say the classical, it's an online game, and somebody acts like an asshole or exploits the system, you should not still be allowed to ban them from what they buy from you, from what they bought for money. You're breaking the contract obligation. The only option you have is refund them. You say like, okay, you can't play your game anymore, here's your money back. In which case, okay, you can even probably force such a clause into a contract. Maybe. But you can't just go like, well, fuck you, we keep your money and now you can't play your games any longer. For which you paid. But the idea doesn't change that, at least as far as the law in most other countries is concerned, what game companies do with the whole idea of live service and shit is, technically speaking, pretty much illegal. Same, out of pure fun, I once or twice read a whole EULA and all the things that they oblige you to do. Now, a lot of these things have nothing to do with the actual laws in your country, which means you are not actually bound to them. If they try to bind you to that, in the worst case, they would actually then have to go to a court of law, put this paper down and go like, listen, we expect and we agree that everyone needs to follow these rules. In the country, lawmakers will be like, yeah, but that doesn't apply to us, now does it? There's also, of course, Germany is a bad example because the German lawmakers or the German government does some horrible things. I know, for example, because that has been provided as information, that ever since November, I think, of last year, no German IP address can actually access DL site. We got region blocked. And as an explanation, it has been said, or alluded to, let's just say, that a certain government organization, or something close to it, has actually contacted the DL site team and demanded things. For Germany, it's probably a bad example, but even we have standard customer laws. And how can you get away with this shit? Because nobody cares. Because people are like, okay, so you need a way to get rid of, I don't know, grifters and shit in online games. So we just give all of our rights away for convenience. Same with cars and other shit. Even smartphones. To the point where you cannot even exchange the fucking... not even the most simplest components. It's a dark time we are going towards. There are not many shining beacons in the beacons. That's good. I must be getting 100 beacons for that, because there's really no good state to make such decisions. At one point I was kind of impressed by Australia's lawmakers forcing a bit of a policy change on Steam for their ridiculous demands for when a refund can be done and when not. On the other side, that is the same state that banned the import of any anime-related products, including figurines and hentai. They started with hentai, then they went for the figurines, if memory serves. So it's like, huh. I see that the main problem is not so much necessarily just the criminal aspect. Because, you know, in the case of games, rarely do people actually commit real crimes. But, you know, certain softwares might be exploitable to such a thing. First and foremost, the point is, you know, that the company tries to exclude any sort of customer rights that are normally granted to any customer, private person, or company, by turning what is actually a product of theirs into a service. Because the regulations when it comes to services is a lot different than for an actual product. It's smart on their part, but very asshole-ish. And they can really only get away with any of this nonsense if they turn it into a service. Yes. My throat really doesn't like what I'm doing today, apparently. Okay, that was not what I was supposed to be doing. Do I need to talk to the people? I do like that the tower still hasn't loaded in its texture stuff. Because, you know, it's pretty obvious. You need this ring to open the door, but wearing the ring is killing me. So how am I gonna do this? Is there something that cutscene me needs to handle? Probably. Precisely. There was a way to do this. Was it like this? Yeah. A certain combination of items you need to wear in order to do this, and the game gives you very little hints. I think it's Mishra who says like, yeah, Rico could probably do something about this. And this is the item you got from him. Yes, I know. Not bad, really. What is it? We still have a few good years. Maybe a decade or so before things get absolutely annoying. Or at least that's what I hope. As I said, I do have a certain feeling that I hope that I grow old enough and have a library of stuff play and enjoy long enough that I can just spend the fall years of my life not having to engage with all of that nonsense. I'll probably laugh on my deathbed a lot loudly about all of the shit that people, the young people now have to face. Because I sure as hell can't do anything about it. I'm sure I made my opinions more than clear enough when it comes to modern consumerism and how that seems to be a absolutely lost cause for the customer in most cases. Still though, somewhat sad. Somewhat sad there are more people screaming loudly about these sort of matters. Instead, you know, at best you get people going like, well, you know, just capitalism bad. That's not the answer though. It's not like capitalism in and of itself is a bad thing, mind you. It's quite the driving force. Quite a great chance, so long as the reins are kept on it. It's more all of these small little details that just get overlooked when people start being that grossly over-the-top argumentation. Oh well. Nothing I can do about it. At least I don't think I can. It would require quite a bit more reach, to be fair. And even then, there's no guarantee that, you know, wouldn't go down the most corrupted way, as pretty much everyone else does. After all, I have yet to find anyone who is in the political sphere and is not either A, openly, knowingly corrupt, to the point where everybody's like, yep, we know shit is going on, but we're gonna ignore it because, well, can't do anything about it. Or, you know, not yet found corrupt. Because then he's at least trying to hide it. Although there was that small little movement long years ago that kind of ate itself, or actually tried to do something positive as far as the law concerning towards games and internet was, but they kind of also well, died out before they got to anything done. Sad. I'm sad about that. And what's actually the next step we need to do from here? I don't remember. Now time for some backstory, so that we can learn of what the fuck. Yes, a good question, isn't it? Where did demons come from? Why did they come to the lands of Ys to begin with? Questions that apparently nobody asked. Why didn't they ask any? Because they had some goddesses, and if they don't answer that particular question, then it's probably not worth asking, isn't it? Chocolate surprise. A pearl noir, you say, and a Clearian metal. My. Indeed. And because, as we all know, there is no free meal in this world. Everything has a cost. And the greater the boon, well, the greater the curse. But the question would of course be, if the demonic essence is unleashed, what would that do to magic? One has to wonder. Well, I'm gonna make this nice and short. You be a knight now. Yeah, she is the best. Just ability-wise. Yeah. Well, I mean, it did the almost suicidal thing of wearing a cursed ring that can immediately kill you. So yeah, bravery indeed. Bravery bordering on stupidity.